When you're putting together a financial plan for your future, you're looking at a lot more than just how much do I have to save, what's my rate of return going to be, and how much am I paying in fees. There are some much deeper questions that you want to get to. Things like, what's the tax treatment that I'm experiencing now? Am I paying more tax than I need to? And especially, am I going to be able to live the way I want to in retirement? Am I going to run out of money? And one of the really big questions that goes with that is, how much tax am I going to pay? Because you can make some choices now, have a very profound effect on how much or how little tax you're going to pay in the future. When we combine all of that, we can put together what's called a retirement score, which is a single number that gives you a pretty good indication of the likelihood that you're going to be able to live the life that you want to live when you stop working and start living off of your assets, that time that we call retirement. And having that number gives you that sense of strength and freedom in your finances and the confidence to know that you're on the right track. One of the things that we look at when we're looking at tax treatment is that there are 4 fantastic places in Canada that we can have money or assets that are growing, that are treated very favorably. The first one, which everyone knows about, is the tax-free savings account. Well, the problem is most people, even if they're using the tax-free savings account, and many aren't, they're not using it properly. They don't have the right type of investments inside their tax-free savings account to take advantage of what a great account that is. Now, one of the downsides of the tax-free savings account, it's limited in size, so you can only stash so much in there for the future. Another fantastic asset that has built the middle class in Canada since the Second World War is your personal residence. A couple of factors come into play there. One is that you generally leverage, which means you maybe put 20% down, and you're still getting the growth on 100% of the value of your house. So maybe you put down $100,000 and you've got a $500,000 house. Well, if you're getting 5% growth a year on the value of your house, that's $25,000. That is a 25% rate of return on the $100,000 cash that you put in. That's what we call leverage. The other big advantage with your personal residence is that you don't pay tax on the growth of that property. And so I use 5%. Some places it's less. Historically, that's a fairly good number. Of course, some regions of the country have experienced much greater growth than that over the last 10 to 15 years. Another great area that you can store money is in your business. So in Canada, if you have what's called a Canadian-controlled private corporation, just think of that as your own small business, then you can grow that business. You can grow the value of that business to a great extent and not pay capital gains tax on that growth up to a pretty high limit, approaching about $1 million in Canada. And if you're a couple, that's per person. So you get up to $2 million almost tax-free that you can grow in your business there. And then the one other area that you can really stash money away and do some really nice tax things with is cash value life insurance. So whole life, some people use universal life. I prefer whole life because it's just got a lot more certainty around it. But either way works, and even conservatively, you can do very remarkable things there, both in planning for your future and planning for your legacy. So 4 fantastic planning opportunities that all play a part in your retirement score and in you achieving your long-term objectives. So find out your retirement score, get a sense of where you're at, and start looking at what you need to do to get where you want to go in the future.